There's smoke in the ground again.
Show me a piano falling down a mine shaft, and I'll show you
minor.
a flat minor.
Oh God. Okay. Good. Okay.
Do you get that?
Well, these are. I mean, that sums up puns, isn't it? It's things that kids get in a cracker. I think pun should be short for punch him in the mouth.
Idioms are better.
Go on then. What's an idiom? Is that a new word you made up?
No,
As in Karl Pilkington's a complete idiom.
I found out what it was because I thought, oh, I like them. What are they?
Right.
And it's like little sayings.
Yeah, that's right.
That sums stuff up.
Go on, give us an example of your favourite.
Okay, I'll just say one. Talking about sayings, Carl was getting fed up with something. He was fed up with not getting replies from something. He's having a hard time, And I went, oh, the worm has turned. He went, what? I went, the worm has turned. You've
Stupid saying, isn't it?
No, okay. Tell him why you think that's a stupid saying.
Because how do you know when a worm's turned? Of all the creatures that you could flip over and know it's turned, why pick a worm? It's the worst thing they could have picked to express something turning.
But you're taking turning literally. It means changing, doesn't it? Changing your attitude. A new broom, turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, but
things are going to be different now, and I'm sick of it.
Chameleon.
No, but
chameleon is a brilliant thing to use for something to change. Chuck that in a sentence. There's nothing that you can link a worm to human life to. You're talking about something that's it's blind, isn't it? It's blind, it's deaf,
gay.
It's got no features.
Why is he having such a go at a worm?
Just because it's a weird thing to use. Something that its arse is more. It does more than its head.
That could be said of you, Carl, to be fair.
We've talked about what art is, we've talked about painting, sculpture, we've talked about music briefly, we've talked about whistling over music to make it better. Poetry. A completely different type of art form there. Carl, what's your thoughts on poetry?
I've never really been a fan of it.
There's a surprise.
I think it's sort of it's alright for the person who's doing it. You say that whistling is just for the whistler. But I think poetry's more like that, because sometimes you read it and you're thinking, what's he going on about? It's always a bit, I don't know, it's sold in a bad light. It's a bit sort of a bit gay, innit?
Right.
I mean, it depends what sort you're talking about, because maybe there's poetry out there that I haven't heard.
There's some poetry gayer than others.
Yeah.
War poetry can't be gay, can it? That was people.
I haven't heard. Go on.
People fighting in the trenches, and they can't be gay. They weren't gay. They were writing to their sweetheart. I don't know his name. He might have been a bloke. I don't know. But
so was it a sort of a, what sort of poem was it? Was it sort of a limerick, sort of a? Like,
no, it was. Well, there's famous ones, Wilfred Owen and Siegfried Sassoon, and they're very moving. They're about, what usually happens is that they talk about why are we here. This is, we've been sold a lie here, and they really started seeing war in a different light from their point of view in the trenches. Famously, some of them died soon after the,
But I prefer a proper letter. No sort of crypticness. That's the problem with poems.
Okay, so you'd have been disappointed to get Dolce et Decorum S through the post, would you? You'd have just said, what are you trying to say, mate? What's the weather like? When you're coming home? Did you get my socks?
Well, yeah, sometimes life is a bit like that, and it's like, say what you mean.
Right. Well, then you have just wiped all art off the face of the earth if you literally just say what you mean.
No, I'm just saying in a letter. Say if I was a woman and my fella was fighting in a war.
Right. What's your fella's name?
Harry.
Okay, so Harry. Oh, let me get this right. So when were you married?
About 1935.
1935. So you've been married about 4 years.
Yeah.
Harry, why don't you go off? Oh, you're a woman, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't look like. Okay. So what did you see in Harry? Why did you like Harry? Was he?
He just was like funny.
Butch.
He wasn't that butch, but that didn't matter back then, did it? In the war.
No. And you
took everyone.
But what did you say when Harry had said to you?
Well, I thought it was coming because a lot of our friends ended up having to go.
Did you just hug him and say don't go or something?
No point, because that would have just made it tough for him. So what's the point? Just go with it.
But if he
I cried after he went.
You cried after he went?
That's what you do, innit? You wouldn't do it in front of him. He's got to go to battle.
Okay, so your man goes off to battle.
Right. Then I get a letter from the Colonel saying, "Oh, bit of bad news, Harry's dead." Now I get a letter in the post.
He said what he meant, didn't he? In the
Well, yeah, and they would do, wouldn't they? They wouldn't fanny around saying, "Oh, he was on the warpath and the cloud went dark." I go, "What? Just tell me what happened. I don't want a weather forecast."
he got shot at the arse and the bullet came out his head.
Right. Now, the Colonel, he would just tell me the basics. Now, because he sent his by
Telegram.
telegram, they sent a telegram. The letter I get from Harry has been stamped, so I get it late.
Oh, okay.
So I get a letter from Harry after he's died.
Yeah.
Right, and you know he's dead.
I know he's dead, so I get
Right.
this letter with his handwriting on. I'm devastated because I was just getting over his death.
Yeah.
It's all brought back to me when this letter drops through the post.
Well, yeah, 3
Right.
days and you're pretty much over it.
It's Harry's handwriting.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's this?
What's
now
he
I
written?
open it,
Yeah.
and instead of saying things are bad here, socks are damp, you know, everything's grim, it's cold, I'm sick of it. There's a poem. It wouldn't feel like it was from Harry.
Well,
Because it's not in his words. Poems are never in the person's words.
But didn't you know Harry was a poet when you married him and made love to him
No, I
that
only
night?
picked it up because other people were doing it. Something to do in the trenches.
But when he carried you over the threshold, Carl, and he laid you down and gently kissed you, didn't he say any? Didn't he ever?
He must have whispered some sweet nothings into
No, it
your
wasn't
hysterical
like
red
that. It
head.
wasn't
No,
like that. Straight
no.
to the point. It was like, get your knickers off.
That's one of the weirdest fucking scenarios I've ever heard. Why the fuck was the telegram coming before the letter? So specific. It wasn't like Harry. The fuck's Harry? Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! There are a few things gayer than poetry, though. I want to throw one into the pot. The continental breakfast.
Oh.
The continental breakfast. That annoys me when I see it. Who orders that? If you've got the choice of eggs, beans, burger, chips, sausages,
Bacon.
all that, you've paid for it already. If I was a waiter and someone said, what do you want for breakfast, mate? And the bloke went, oh, I just have a little bit of grapefruit juice and a croissant. I go, do you? Do you want some cum on that? Or you can go back to the hotel room and suck a cock?
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm with you there.
What else is gayer than poetry? I remember when I was at school once, right? The worst thing you could be growing up was gay.
Yeah.
In school, it was the worst thing. It was and I remember I was about 14, 15. I was talking to this bloke. I talk about him on my stand-up. David Beasley. He's the one that said if you get captured by cannibals, they show you pornographic pictures when you're in the pot, so you get an erection. There's more meat to go around. So he was an idiot. He made Carl look smart.
Wow.
Really.
Wow.
He said, you know that thing that kids always do, what would you rather be, blind or deaf?
Yeah.
We did that, and we discussed that for a while, and he went, what would you rather be, blind or queer? And I went, well, I'd rather be gay, because...
Still got all your sights, yeah.
And he went, oh, would you? I went, well, yeah. Well, rather than be blind. I said, yeah. I said, also, if you were gay, you'd like being gay. He went, I wouldn't. I went, no, you would. I said, if you were gay, you would like being gay. He went, I wouldn't, Gervais. Sounds like you would. I went, well, if I was gay, I would like being gay. He went, well, I wouldn't. And he looked at me accusingly, and I went, no, nor would I, but gays would. Which made no sense at all.
Right, yeah.
Just
yeah,
the
yeah,
idea,
yeah.
but this is just like such a stonewall that I'd rather be anything than gay.
Yeah.
Carl, thoughts? Blind or gay?
This is about art, is it?
So there you have it, our comprehensive and definitive guide to the arts. Next in this series is philosophy.
Well, I'm looking forward to that one enormously, Rick, because of course you have a honours degree from the University of London in philosophy.
Yes, but I predict that one will also be as big a load of bollocks as all the others we've done. Thank you.
Just to remind you that you can still get the Ricky Gervais Guide to Medicine, the Ricky Gervais Guide to Natural History, and now, of course, the Ricky Gervais Guide to the Arts.
And it's like how you enjoy, I love munchies,
Yeah.
but I always enjoy the last one more than...
Well, that doesn't make sense. That goes totally counter to your argument.
No, because it's from one packet.
What?
It's from one packet.
What difference does that make? The first one's surely your favourite.
So
it's
hold on.
not.
So if you were to have one munchie, I'll go as a munchie, mate. You
No.
go, I'm not going to take one unless I can have all of them, particularly the last one.
But what is...
Well, no, I'd like to have them all, please.
What? No, you can't have them all. Don't be so greedy. Have one munchie. Have the first munchie. There
But
you
I'm
go.
going to have one, and I'm going to get a taste for them, and I'll probably want another.
Well, no, they're my munchies, though, aren't they?
I'll
Do you
keep them then, forget it.
Well, look, so you'd rather have no munchies than one munchie?
I'll go and buy a packet. I'd prefer to go, do you know what? I fancy a packet of them.
But why do you enjoy why do you enjoy the last munchie more than the first? Whereas
you know
you
that's the
enjoy the
last
first
one.
curry, but not the
But
second
you know it's the
curry.
last one.
Because I'm eating them all in one sitting. I'm not going, that's for Monday, that's for Tuesday, that's for Wednesday. I'm
Right.
talking about a packet of munchies.
Right.
I eat them. There's probably about 12 in a packet.
Okay.
I shove the first 4 in without even thinking what I'm eating.
You shoved the first 4 in!
Without even thinking about what I'm
Right.
eating.
Now, then, when you're getting towards the end, you make them last more. You might bite the top of them. You look what's inside them. You go, I'm liking this.
But hold on, what, every time?
What, every time you buy a packet of munchies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hold on, though. You must enjoy a packet of munchies regularly, then?
Not as often as you think. You have
I
an
don't
offer on
know.
it.
Well,
No
it's not
opinion.
as I think. I don't know. So tell me how often you enjoy a packet of munchies.
Normally after sort of maybe once a month.
So, every month, you look forward to a lovely packet of munchies. And the same experience.
Yeah,
You
but
like
at
the
the
first
end,
one.
I like the last one.
The only thing you know you enjoy, look forward to enjoy, and it fulfills all those expectations is a fucking packet of munchies once a month. Fuck me. What do you think happiness is?
Again, you only know the happiness because of the badness. You've got to
Well-
have a yin and a yang.
Well, I know what you mean there. I agree with you on this because it's sort of no good to be handed it on a plate. I mean, just from my own experience, working for someone does feel better because you've got a pride and a satisfaction. I genuinely think it's better to start a business, struggle, go bust, come back, than win the lottery.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that, and the older I get, the more sure I am of that. That working hard is itself the reward, and I genuinely believe that. But where does it end? It's no point having the struggle till you die, and never get any happiness. So, what's your balance? We don't have to go into philosophical terms here. What's your balance? What's your yin and yang of a good life? And by good life, I mean one that you've enjoyed or been satisfied with, and one that you have no regrets or guilt or shame, and a bit of pride.
What are you asking me? I've got a bit of all that.
Right.
But you need the mixture, don't you? So you find out what your favourite thing is. It's like a bag of Revels.
Yeah, but you can't cherish guilt or shame.
Did you just say life is like a bag of Revels? Isn't that dangerously close to life's like a box of chocolates?
In Forrest Gump over there, yeah.
No,
Jesus,
but it is, isn't it? There's one or two in there that I don't like.
like what?
The raisin.
No.
With chocolate.
Yeah, no.
Now what I'm saying
metaphorically,
is,
what's the
Yeah, well, I'm
actually
using-
named what Revel he doesn't like?
yeah, well, I'm telling you because it works in life.
Go on then.
But the Revel
You like
is
raisins?
there.
Go on.
Well, maybe if you have enough raisin ones,
Yeah.
you eventually go, do you know what? They're not that bad.
What?
And that's the thing in life.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. So what are you saying? Where's this metaphor? Are you saying suddenly all the bad things in life are pretty good, actually, if you just
Well,
get used to them?
sometimes out of bad comes some good.
Go on.
At the end of the day, the Revel thing.
What happens to the munchie here?
Well, again, with life, if you have too much munchies, you get sick of the munchies. So move on, mix it up. What mixes it up? Bag of Rebels. You've got a bit of everything in there.
Right.
So even the ones you don't like, you might like in the end. You'll go, do you know what? I was
Okay,
wrong. I
lose
was wrong
the
judging."
analogy now. Actually just talking about rebels now in life. What about what has he enjoyed before?
What would you have written to Jim will fix it to fix for you? What would have given you pleasure as a kid? Dear Jim, can you fix it for me to do what?
When I watched Jim will Fix It as a kid, they never really lived up to what the kid wanted. did they?
But what would you have requested?
But I don't think I would, because I think I saw how disappointed most of the kids were.
God, it's
A kid
exhausting.
like whistling, they brought out
This is
Roger Whittaker.
exhausting.
Yes, because they look at it and they go, can you fix it for me to go into space? No. Can I dance with Bananarama? No problem. That's the ones they pick.
Yeah, so
Do you know
that's
what I
why I
mean?
wouldn't write in, because whatever you ask for, you're always going to get a watered down version.
But if Jim could fix it for you to do anything, what would you have chosen?
There's not many things I wanted as a kid.
One
though.
thing. Just one thing. To choose one thing, please.
Like, my name was BRET.
Oh, fucking hell! It's not unbelievable!
I mean, it's extraordinary.
There was no predicting that.
Okay, you know what? I can make that dream come true for you right now, Brett.
We can just call you Brett from now on.
Not a problem, Brett.
Brett Pilkington.
It sounds good.
I love the fact that it's the Carl bit he wants to replace, not the fucking
No, but
Pilkington.
that doesn't work either, because like then
Why
I
not,
told,
Brett?
because I told my mum and dad that that's what I wanted. They started calling me that, but then I forgot that.
They went along with it.
Yeah,
So you said, Mum, Dad, call me Brett from now on. And they went, alright.
yeah, but then I kept forgetting that I was Brett, so I wasn't answering, so they went back to Carl.
It's amazing!
So you've had that dream come true.
Yeah, and it wasn't that good, and that's what I'm saying to you. Things never live up to what you want. Dreams, what are they?
Taking one of the big themes of philosophy further, why are we here? What's the point of life? What is it to be human? The ethical upshots of some of the technological and medical breakthroughs pose, more of their own questions. Cloning, is that a person in its own right? Well, of course it is. What about if you grow that for harvesting without the brain?
So growing kind of vital organs,
Yeah.
presumably in a laboratory.
What about that? Stem cell research. Is that,
I mean, there's weird things happening all the time with all this transplant stuff. Read about one who, a way of sort of, you're saying, oh, it's just a bit of meat.
Yeah.
You're saying, no, it doesn't
No, what I
matter.
meant, it organs can't have rights and feelings.
No, but listen to this.
Go on.
So,
It's going to be bullshit.
no.
No, the sensors went up.
Would you like a small wager?
The sensors went up when he said, right, listen to this.
Okay, I'm going to bet you £5, Rick, that this is not bullshit. Don't let me down, Carl.
Okay, I'm going to bet you they found out it was the heart of a chimp and the bloke's selling like bananas.
Okay.
And the doctor bought it half price at a market.
I've got faith in Carl. I don't think he's going to let me down here. Not when we're talking about philosophy. He's going to have done some careful research.
Okay.
Let's take a wager. £5 is coming my way.
So, what happened is, do you know, like, people do donor cards?
Mm-hmm.
Someone filled one out saying, if I die, you can have my kidney. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, he died. He said, get the kidney out. He got the kidney out of him. Someone who needed a new kidney, they were like, over the moon, there's a new kidney on the way. But this person who who needed the new kidney had a couple of things.
What?
He wasn't very good at driving,
Yeah.
and he couldn't stand yellow biscuits.
Right.
Couldn't stand yellow biscuits.
Okay.
He just didn't like them. There was
Okay.
something, he didn't know why, he's just never liked them. Anyway, they pop it in, he's having his tests done, he's in hospital for a couple of days, goes home, goes, could do with a yellow biscuit.
What's the fuck's a yellow biscuit?
Just a
Banana baldies. What are you talking about?
Just a yellow biscuit.
Who decides I like all biscuits except yellow ones? Where is this
just telling you what
supermarket?
happened,
Right.
and it
Well, I
turned
don't know
out-
why. I don't know what the colour of the biscuit's necessarily got to do with it.
It's like a phobia. It's an odd phobia.
Oh, so he fears the combination of yellowness and biscuitiness.
Right, so a bloke...
He doesn't mind biscuits. I don't mind yellow. Don't ever put them together. That's my worst nightmare.
So, right, I'm confused as to who's got what, whose kidney. There's a bloke's received a new kidney. He hated biscuits.
He's
that
not
were
very good
yellow.
at driving. He hates custard creams.
Right, but now, suddenly, after the hospital transport, after the operation, I
custard
really
cream.
fancy yellow biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay, does he go out for a drive at any point?
He went driving. And
Right, because it's going to be terrible.
He loved
spread
driving.
all over the road. What?
What? Hold on, what? He loved
He
driving.
liked driving all of a sudden.
What? But he hated it.
I know, but this is what's weird.
It's bollocks. The kidney is a filter system.
But if you have something for long
It's
enough,
like getting a new tea strainer and suddenly liking yellow biscuits and driving.
no,
The kidney has no impact on anything.
no. It's like how if you knock them out with someone, you pick up their little things that they do. Suzanne kept saying to me, "That's a nonsense." I said, "Stop saying that. You've suddenly picked that up from someone." I said, "You've never said that before." You've done it 3 times in about 2 days. And it's the same thing. It's the same
Jesus
thing.
Christ! Living with Carl. He doesn't like me saying nonsense. I don't know why.
But let's be honest, if you're going to live with Carl, you're going to use the phrase, that's nonsense.
You're going to start coming up with more and more bollocks, nonsense, rubbish, shit.
So you would see, you'd have someone else's cock and bollocks, but then you wouldn't donate yours to someone else.
What about this? What if you discovered later, right, that the person who donated the cock and bollocks, right, was a sex pervert? was a homosexual sex pervert?
I don't think though that I'd bother looking into the history of these cock and bollocks. It's not like you know.
You'd accept them willy-nilly, but what if you just found out by
That
chance?
was his name. That was his name, Willy Nilly. That was his stage name. And
What
he'd
if
come
you
on and
found
show
out
him
by
and they-
chance?
How do I find out by chance? What's the scenario
They
there?
say, well, the doctor goes, I should tell you, I know you believe in a load of shit about yellow biscuits and bollocks like that, so I'll just tell you, in case anything goes weird, this was a sex pervert's cock and bollocks, so if you find that you're sticking these through letterboxes, don't worry, it's not your fault. It's where they wanted to have gone. That's,
Would it concern you if you accepted the cock and bollocks that had a past like that?
Yeah, because the problem is, it wouldn't be that bad if I had his eyes,
why?
because then I'm seeing what he wants to see, and
That doesn't
mess
make
with
any
it.
sense at all,
But-
Carl.
but
Completely.
unfortunately-
It makes no sense at all.
The match is wrong. The eyes don't go with the cock and bollocks anymore.
I don't know.
So something's going to lose out here. Either the cock and bollocks, they're not going to get what they want anymore, or the eyes are going to be upset.
So are you scared of the idea, to go back to your yellow biscuit analogy, that the cock and bollocks you inherit, that whatever the previous owner did with them,
Lives on.
that
Bollocks.
scares you, does it?
Okay, there's one final scenario here, Carl. Okay. You haven't opted out, so your organs go to where they like. Now, unbeknownst to you, there's a big waiting list. There's a thing. They've got all your details, and you said, yeah, whatever. I don't want to know. You wouldn't want to know, would you, after you die, where it goes? You say, I don't, because you've said you don't want to know. If you don't know, you have a lovely life. When you die, they can go anywhere. They can do what they will. Okay. Now, unbeknownst to you, they have got it down. They've donated your arse, right, for use to a gay rapist with AIDS. Okay, so they are saving a life there. So when you die, they go, right, it's still warm, get that gay rapist with AIDS round here, because that's going to stop him raping someone and give him AIDS. He comes round, he's straight up there. He's shagging you, right? You're basically saving a life, right? By letting him do that, right?
Sorry, I'm confused here.
What?
Why is the gay rapist with AIDS got the arse? What's
No, he's still connected to Carl. They've donated the arse, so when Carl dies, the doctors go, right, we're going to stop a terrible thing here.
So the gay rapist can shag the arse?
Yeah, he shags, goes round, he shags Carl, gets out of his system and goes, phew, that stopped me.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, so
So it's just Carl's disembodied arse on a...
No, it's the whole Carl.
Oh, is that putting Carl's dead?
So Carl gets struck, he's having a heart attack, they go, free, clear, they go, no, we've lost him. At 10:01, they go, oh, he's a arse donor. And they go, okay, where's the nearest gay rapist with AIDS live? Next door, get him round here. They go, okay, the gay rapist comes round and goes, where is he? Right? He goes, there he is, right? So Carl is face down. Now they turn him over, they go, there's the arse, you've got 10 minutes, then we got to bury him.
I'm surprised you didn't know this guy was living next door.
Right. So the gay rapist gets on top. He goes, right, this is lovely, right? He's loving it. He's shagging you. Right now, this is the weird thing. The doctors next door. They go, okay, the gay rapist will be finished soon, and then we have to bury him. But we should inform his next of kin. They go, oh, it's Suzanne. They go, your husband's dead. He's out of touch. She goes, oh my god, come round and just identify the body. I'd leave it a couple of minutes, but then come round. She goes, oh god, I'll be right there. So Suzanne's on her way. The gay rapist, right? He's pummeling you away, right? But you will not believe this.
Oh my god.
The movement and the way he's shagging you, right, has started your heart.
Wow.
Right?
This is a stroke of amazing good fortune.
Right? So you go, he goes, right? He, right, has a heart attack. right? And he flops down on you. He just like headbutts the back of your head. So now you're both naked. This gay rapist is up your arse. He's dead, right? The shock is you go, fuck me. How can I get out of this? Right? You wriggle. You fall onto the floor. So now he's on the bottom, face up. You're on top of him. He's still in you. His cock is up your arse. You're sat on him, wriggling. Suzanne walks in, goes, Carl, what the fuck are you doing?
She's heard about me being dead, and because she's come to the hospital.
She goes, and they go, he's in there, and she goes, he's not dead, I can see him. They go, oh, it's been terrible. She bursts in, there you are, on top of him, wriggling to try and get his knob out your arse, right? You're sitting on a man who's dead. What do you say?
I'd just say we got to join Booper.
Very hard, isn't it, to imagine yourself a different period in time and how you would have reacted. Now, if you think about America in the 1950s, black people still very much second-class citizens. You've obviously heard of the famous Rosa Parks incident, in which she was obliged to move on the bus from where she was sat to somewhere else, and she chose not to, and she was arrested for it. It became very much a sort of figurehead of the civil rights movement. Had you been travelling on that bus,
what would you do?
And am I far from where I'm getting off?
So once again, you can't just nip out at the next stop so you can wash your hands of the whole affair. No, you're on that bus, you've still got a number of stops. You live further away than Rosa does, because you've got a lovely big house, whereas she didn't have a lovely place, she can't afford it. So you've got to stay on that bus. You've seen this now, you've seen this bus driver demanding that she gets up, gives up that seat. Maybe she's given up that seat for you. Maybe you've got on that bus as a privileged white man, and she refuses to get up on your behalf.
I'd probably go, it's alright, I'm standing, I'm alright.
But why would you say that? Because you're thinking of the modern day Carl, you're not thinking of the man from the 1950s.
Well, the thing is, we don't have to go back in time. We can go to a country now where you'd see an injustice, where you were outnumbered by the law of the land. What if Suzanne wasn't allowed to sit with you on buses? What if now a law came in that women were second-class citizens and she can't come with you? Wouldn't you go, no, fuck that, she's sitting with me?
I'd say we're only going around the block. We've been to the shopping centre. Be home in 15 minutes. Can you take that bag with you? Because there's no one sat next to you down here. I'm a bit crammed in up here. There's more blokes on the bus. I'll see you in a minute. It's not a big issue. I've done it on the train, where I've booked tickets and they've ended up being different tickets. And I've gone, I'll see you in an hour and a half. I've got an iPod.
But
so you went first class and that's
luck. That's luck. That's circumstance. One is policy. Surely you can see the difference between a principle and a bit of luck.
But it's what you get used to at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not walking past them and slapping them on the back of the head. I'm getting on, and it's just that's where they sit, that's where we sit. Like men and women going into a separate toilet.
Carl, let's put this to I mean, obviously, this is too much for your head to... You're on a bus, right, and there's a few white people, and they're...
I'm the driver.
And they're being racist to a black kid.
Right, I'd go, if I'm driving, I'd go, listen, lads, stop that, will you?
If you're going to be racist, can you get off at the next stop and do it there?
Well, you know, we've all had a tough day. It's the end of the day. We just all want to go home. We've all been working. Right. He's not in your way. He's sat in his own seat. Sit back. Calm down. Had enough.
But what if they said, no, we usually sit there, we want that seat? Would you think the black kid's a troublemaker? Or just would you go, come on, just move, mate, it'd be peaceful?
I'd go, what do you want to do? Do you want to move so this is calm down? Or
No, you shouldn't say that. He doesn't matter if he wants to move or not. It's his right not to move.
Do what you want, then. If you want to stay there and fight your own corner.
No. He wants to stay there. Don't you surely you want to be on the side of right.
I'm just doing my job here. I'm sat driving a bus. I'm driving a bus for 30 quid a week here. I'm getting a load of grief off some people at the end of the day.
But think bigger than the bus rule. It's not just a bus thing, alright? Just imagine that you're not a bus driver. Alright,
no, but that's what we're talking about here.
But yes, Ricky's trying to make a point. It's an analogy again. It's about you taking some kind of responsibility that could put you in harm's way.
Yeah.
That could mean that you've got to stand up to danger or to bullies or to aggression.
If someone's attacking Suzanne, she goes, "Carl, help!" You go, "No, I could get her here."
Because I know the full story here. But this is what I'm saying about
do you mean you know the full story here?
Rosie, what's it? I'm just saying, she sat on the bus. How did it work? She got on the bus, she sat where she wanted.
No, I'll tell you how it worked. The middle section of the bus, black people could sit there, but it was up to the driver's discretion to change where black people could sit, depending on the number of white passengers that got on. So she sat in a seat, some more and more white passengers get on, so this bloke decides, well, no, actually, this is no longer the black section, there is no black section, because there's enough white people, you've got to stand up. And she decided, no, I'm not going to get up. It's my right to be able to sit on this bus, as a person, as a human being, not whether or black or white. And that was why she got arrested.
Well, she lost in the end, didn't she?
What do you mean she lost in the end? There's a black president.
Yeah, but it's not because of her getting on a bus. That's just because times changed.
Yes, in a way it is.
I don't know.
Because she became a spearhead of the civil rights movement that was spearheaded by Martin Luther King.
But all those little things go towards change.
On a different bus, on a different day, it might not have turned out that way. That's what I'm saying. It might have been, you know, someone else who goes, "Get off," who's been in a right mood, might have been in the pub all afternoon. And she's there going, "I'm not moving," and he's fed up, he's up to here with it.
Sorry, so she's pissed up there.
She's pissed up now.
No, the person sat next to her.
Yeah.
Might have even been a black bloke. He's been working hard. And he's like, "I don't want this."
But it's interesting you say that.
The bus pulls over, the police are called in.
But you say this, it's interesting you say that, because in the Rosa Parks incident, there were a number of other black men, all of whom did stand up. I think 5 of them were there, and 4 of them stood up, and she stayed sat down. So there was 4 people there who did choose the easier route, the easier life, and she stayed sat down, and she's the one who went to prison, and she's the one who's remembered, because of what she did on that day.
It's difficult, isn't it? If I was on there, I'd weigh her up. You know, is this woman doing this as like a good cause, or is she just a trouble causer? Because she just seemed like, you know, I'll do what I want. Now that's fine. You'll always get people who do what they want, and they do change the little rules along the way. But I bet when she was doing it, it wasn't like a big stand up. This is the day I'm going to do it. It's just happened to. She was fed up that day. She didn't want to get up. Lazy. She might just go around law breaking all the time, and she's remembered now because she'd made a change about bus seats. But when she got up that morning, did she say, "I'm going to do that," or has she been fly tipping before she got on the bus? This is what I'm saying. Is she just a you know?
No, she's not a troublemaker. She's someone who already had a burgeoning interest in the civil rights. I mean, I really thought the Rosa Parks incident was pretty cut and dry. The fact that Carl's managed to find an ambiguity in it is extraordinary.
I love it.
Tell me something else about Rosie Parks.
Oh, for God's sake, I don't know what she's got to do to win you round, Carl. Honestly, I didn't realise it would be this difficult.